Hello everybody, my name is Sarah K. Regley and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about 4 different things that I learned in my early 20s. These are lessons that can be learned at any age. I just so happened to learn them in my early 20s and I wanted to pass them along to you. And hopefully you'll find these things to be helpful so you don't waste a lot of time in your 20s like I did. So without further ado, let's go. Let's get into it. The first lesson is that you can't change people. And I would spend a lot of time in energy investing into people with the hope that they might, change. They're the things that you can do. You can speak the truth in love. You can encourage them in their skills and their gifts. You can choose to love them and do loving things for them. But you can't change people. There's almost an unfairness to trying to change people because that almost makes your love conditional to them being someone else. It's like you love a version of them that exists inside of your mind as opposed to who they actually are in this current moment. And it can be really hard, especially if the person who you love and care for so much is making poor choices and you're seeing them hurt themselves, you're seeing them hurt other people, and you want more than anything for them to grow into a different version of themselves. But a genuine heart change is something that they have to choose, and that's God's work. The second thing I learned is that everything that you spend time and money on is a type of investment. So when I look at my little Mint circle thing that tells me how much I spent, Mint is an app, in case you don't know, it's like a budgeting app. It will tell me I spent this much on groceries, I spent this much on rent in my home, I spent this much on this, that, and the other thing. Those are the things that I care about. And then when I look at my time that I spent, that I schedule, where I've invested my time, I can see those things are worth an investment to you. Whether I'm earning money, whether I'm running errands, talking to friends, or investing in this channel and learning things about this channel, I can see, wow, the time I spent on this shows how important this specific thing is to me. And it is helpful in self-reflection, especially if you find yourself not really knowing where all of your time and money is going, and there isn't a structure and there isn't really a choice in that. You realize, wow, I really should tighten things up and keep track of everything. I know what things I'm putting time, energy, money into, so I know what is growing in my life. And if things aren't growing the way I want them to adjust where I'm spending my time and money can be very helpful. This lesson also really helps me in terms of dating, because I'll be in a situation where I'll be dating someone and I really like them and I'd be willing to bend over backwards to go out and visit him, and I'd be calling him and all of that. And then I realized that he didn't really initiate calls and we wouldn't really go on real dates. This guy has time and money to be with his friends, go out to the bar, have the latest and greatest Apple products, dress nice, go to the gym, work many jobs so he can afford these things. But he doesn't have time and money for me. And I realized if I don't want to be treated like that, I can't allow myself to be treated like that. So I have to create a distance in this relationship because I'm just not that important to him. And I'm going to wait and continue to invest in myself till I meet someone who is willing to invest those things with me. It's not superficial to want someone who wants to invest in you. Don't let someone try to trick you to think that that's not true. You are worth an investment and you're worth being treated well, and continue to invest in yourself until you meet someone who does. That's my tangent for the day. This kind of goes hand in hand. There's a little bit of a sadness you just hearing about Sarah, but the other thing is that you can't earn somebody's love. I, as a teenager especially, oh my gosh, I would do every thoughtful thing. I would give gifts on their birthdays and encouraging notes and be their best friend and put all this time and energy and thinking that someday he's gonna love me. Someday, if I'll just prove to him I'm the best woman. And the funny thing is that I kind of did, but he didn't love me in that way because he didn't feel it, he didn't want it, and he didn't choose to love me in that way. So while I did get recognition for being a fantastic woman, I got the heartbreak of realizing I can never earn someone's love. It's something that someone gives. And you could pour your entire heart, body, soul, and mind into somebody and have them turn around and choose to love somebody else, because loving somebody is always a choice. The last lesson that I learned is that you can learn something from anybody. What I mean by that is if you come across a human being, as we do most often and on earth, having their own separate experiences, they come from their own culture, they come from their own history, their own set of experiences, and even if you find them to be highly disagreeable, you don't respect their decisions or really their character or who they are as a person, they still have experienced something that you haven't. Because they've experienced something that you haven't, there is something that you can learn from their life. And maybe it might be as callow as, I learned I don't want to be like them. Sure, go a level deeper and ask, why are they that way? If you're always entering a situation as a student and as someone who is still learning and growing, then you're more likely going to gain more from life, as opposed to walking around with some superiority complex as if you've got everything figured out, because we don't have everything figured out. I haven't lived your life and you haven't lived mine. So we're here to learn from each other and to continue to evolve into a better version of ourselves from those lessons that we learned. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope these lessons are helpful for you and a little bit of food for thought. If you are interested in intentional living and these kind of conversations are interesting to you and you want to join the community, press the subscribe button down below and little notifications bell so you know when I upload, and we can keep the conversation going. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and have a great rest of your day. Bye!